promotion line. Waiting this up. When I dey hustle, you dey lick lollipop. Now you dey from Robocop. When I to the reality must come out. Ask them, who no know me? You do a wanna. For money flows, what with me, Mr. Lover. I'm okay, match in the backseat, you know how I'm. One fellow dropping, what they wanna see all that. Who no follow me around my race? If you listen, they down, they crazy. Me not there to their face. Right now, I don't feel like it. Daddy, come over here. Mommy, come over here. Daddy, come over here. Mommy, come over here.
So, Mrs. Karri, I have noticed you are able to combine all your business ventures, from your laundromat to the dry cleaning services to the hotel and restaurant. How are you able to do this on your own?
I don't do it on my own. I have a group of people working for me. Basically, you need to have very good staff who can do the work for you in your own methods. That is also very important for any business. So a good training package should be available for the staff who work for you and understand the business in a greater length and emphasize your success depends on them, not on you. That is very important. You need to have people, and the people are your tools to run the business. And they have to have a long-term commitment to work with you.
Right.
That is important.
Okay.
Yeah?
So, I personally don't believe there is enough support from the government to business owners in this country and perhaps in Africa. So what new policies do you think the government, the British government, can provide to benefit positively business owners in this country and the same for Africa?
Yes. Yes, I totally agree with you. There is not enough support for small business people. I strongly think the government should put more advisory points to help people who want to become self-employed or go into businesses or entrepreneurships. Give them the support they need at least for 2 to 3 years in many ways, either helping them with small loans or helping through banks, draft facilities, local councils keeping their business rates low. The government can do a lot in this country, but unfortunately, we do not have small business ministers working in the government. They all either went to Oxford or Cambridge, but none of them started from basic. So I request the people who actually were like me, who are retired, come forward and help the small business people to get on their feet and work on it. In that way, the government will have the business sustainability in this country, and economically we will prosper, and it will retain for a long term than a short term. Never we look for short term. We need to have long term goals. And I request the government to come forward and invest in this area and help the small business people in much better way, which they can do if they put the minds together.
What about Africa?
Africa, yes, Africa, I lived in Africa before I came to England, but I was very young. I know there is a great potential in all African countries, but the only thing is because politically they are not stable, and this is where the people are lost out, and also that made people to leave their own countries coming to West for asylum. Now, what as a developed country, we should also help the African people, African countries, give them the support economically or financially, whatever it is, and give them the support to stay in the country and invest in farming, manufacturing, and service industries, because they got a great potential in developing food industry in Africa as a whole. As we all know, our food consumption has grown much more, but we are not producing enough to go round. So, we can get Africa to produce more food, and also that gives the economic power for the local people, and they will not leave countries. Yeah? This is what my advice.
Okay. It's interesting you mentioned that, especially the when you touched on agriculture. We've got the climate, proper weather conditions for farming, and for one reason or the other, there's not a lot of investment on the part of governments in farming in some parts of Africa, not all. So I actually agree with that completely. So I wanted to ask about funding. I know we touched on it briefly earlier, but this question is one that I hear all the time. People who want to start, aspiring entrepreneurs who want to start a business but haven't got the money. What is the best way to get money these days to start a business?
Well, first of all, you need to have a what exactly you want to do. So, an idea. If you are doing a product or a service, you need to have a very good idea what it's going to be. Second thing is, you need to go and investigate the market. You need to know, do the market needs your product? Can you make it work? Next thing is, who are going to be your competitors? For example, you don't want to go competition with Tesco's or Asda, because you are only a small product in front of the big guys. But if somebody doing the same product in a smaller manner, it doesn't matter to you. There can be 20 letting agents, still you can do a letting agency, because you will have your own clients. Yeah? Then once you have done the investigation, next comes funding. You need to have a plan, a cash flow plan. Yeah? First year, how much are you going to do, or what is your expenses going to be? Is it going to be very high, or it's going to be very low? You need to balance the books. Once you have done and you know in and out of the balancing, that is when you should approach a bank. And if the banks don't want to know, there are venture capitalists who will take it on, and you need to approach them. You never give up. You need to do a lot of research. By doing that, you will get to know many ways and means.
Never give up.
Never give up. Never. there is a light in the tunnel. When you go in a tunnel, it's always dark. But I can assure you, after making a little bit more effort, you will see that light. Sometimes your eyes will work as a light. Not a real light, but your eyes will work as a light. You think blind man cannot see the road. That is wrong. A blind man can see the road with his eyes and ears. So the same is you. Don't get disappointed. You need to be at it until you get it.
So do you think the banks, especially in the UK now, are willing to fund any kind of business?
I do not know. You need to explore in that manner. They don't want to take risk as much as you.
Sure.
You need to, if you have a concrete idea of you want to do something and it's going to be successful, I'm 100% sure the banks will come forward for it.
Okay. I'm asking you this question because you also own a restaurant.
Yeah.
There's a common perception that 60 to 90%, depending on the sources, of restaurants fail within the first 3 years. Yours hasn't failed. What's your secret?
Yes, my secret is I keep my overheads very low. When restaurant business is very risky business because it is not, you get everyday customers. Restaurant is occasion. People come to your restaurant for an occasion, like a wedding anniversary or marriage or whatever. They don't come every day to eat in your restaurant. Economically, for the purse of the customer is not good, and it's not sustainable business. So, a lot of businesses, when they open, they do not see what it's going to be in 6 months. There is no planning. They want to have 5 chefs, 20 waiters, 5,000 pounds advertisement costs. And 6 months down the lane, the money is not there. But still, you got all these overheads to meet up. So what happens? It fails. I will give you an example. I have a friend. He was doing few houses. He was successful in doing houses. Then what happened is, he came across a pub, which is a very old pub, and he bought the pub for £1 million. And he put a lot of money into it to revamp it, without checking the location, who is going to be his clients, and the investment he was putting in. He did not check. He had the money, he spent it. It's like you cannot go and buy a suit for £500 in Marks and Spencer. You need to see what is the occasion, why you want 500, why can't you have 200? 200 suit will work same way as 500.
That's right.
Yeah? So, this guy had the money. He thought, I'll put £1 million, I'll make the money. He was wrong. That pub, in general, didn't need £1 million to do it up. He wasted. Then, what he did is, he bought people from London to do his menus, kept them in the hotel, paid a lot of money for them to be here. Of course, somebody's money, somebody enjoys it. He spent a lot of money. Within 6 months, the business came down and he had a heart attack and died.
That's sad.
See how much money he lost. He would have lived for a long time if he had that money, £1 million in the bank, spent £10,000 on the restaurant. If it didn't work, soon you close it. It applies to me as well. 5 years ago, I had 300 people eating over the Saturday night. Today we hardly have 10 people. But it didn't bother me. The reason is I haven't got the overheads like he had. I didn't spend that much money in the first instance. And also, when I was doing very well, I recovered a lot of money and paid off the debt I had. So that is also very important. When you're making money, don't think that money belongs to you. It doesn't. It belongs to the investment. So you need to pay it back. Only after you paid the investment, then anything you left over the years, that is yours. What are your expenses? For example, your agent's fees, laundry, and keeping it to a very good high standard. This all costs money. So how do you minimize your expense? You need to look into it. This is what I do. I start the business and I look carefully where the money goes. And when the money I am spending extra, that is when I will start looking how to minimize it. For example, hotel laundry. It costs the hotel a lot of money to give it to a private contractor. So having a laundry, I can cut the cost into half. At the same time, I can give the services to the public. So, end of the day, it's not costing me anything if you look at it. In the picture, overall, I'm not spending. The same applies in different areas. Say, an agent, you need to employ an agent to bring the customer through the door. That is expensive. Hotel, if a booking comes, half the money goes to the agent. So what we do is, we do our own website. We attract our own customers. We offer them some fine wine dining vouchers. So we save that way. Always we associate links with the business, and in that manner your business runs smoothly as well as you save costs.
Fantastic.
Yeah?
Fantastic. So
You do not have a hotel and open a barber shop associated with it.
Yeah,
It doesn't
understand.
work.
yeah.
But a hotel associated with a laundry, a hotel will associate with a corner shop,
Or a bar,
restaurant, coffee,
Yeah.
or a meeting room.
Absolutely.
Yeah? You need to see. It's no good. If you open a coffee shop, it's always good to have a meeting room associated with it. Because people who come to have a coffee, they want to sit in your meeting room and use the room.
Right.
Yeah? So you need to see what is associated with your business. If like social media you want to open, you need to see what is associated with social media. But don't go and open a cocktail bar with the social media.
That's right.
It doesn't associate. And also, you cannot use your expertise on the associated business. If it is not associated, you have to learn altogether new skill, and that is a problem for you because you will be neglecting your own business to concentrate on the other one.
That's right.
And you can't do it because this is your main business which brings revenue, and the associated businesses support the main. Okay?
That's right. So, what's next for you?
What is next for me? I have few things I want to do. I got another 5 years to retire. So I am thinking to start a recruitment agency, finding jobs for people, paid or unpaid, I want to do that as a hobby and help the society and put them in, if they need my help, I want to help them. That gives me a lot of satisfaction. I've done something. People like you, if you want to start a business, you want a business plan, and if you want a cash flow, or you want a bank manager to introduce you, I will be more than happy to do it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That'd be fantastic.
And you bring anybody who, whether it's here or Africa, I don't mind helping. And I have got fantastic business ideas. I meet a lot of people in the world, not only in England, I go all around the world. And I have met with some lovely people throughout my years who I use their expertise and help. And I would like to share that experience with others around the world, because they might not have the chance like what I had meeting people.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
That's fascinating. A lot of people would be glad to hear that.
Yes.
There are a lot of business owners that have this knowledge and keep the knowledge to themselves. It's the way the world works.
Yes.
But sharing this knowledge with people who want to go into business is it's important. It's key.
Yes,
I
it's
believe.
key. Yes.
It is key.
Yes.
So, what's the one point you can share with anybody out there that wants to start a business today?
Go and do it. Never too late. I will say it's never too late. Go and do it. And never think that you have not got the intelligence. Everybody has got intelligence and everybody got their strengths and weaknesses. Yeah? You don't think the world is not for you. It is for you, and you, as I said, we all got intelligence and we have to explore it. That is what I say. You need to explore.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Karri,
Thank you
for your time today.
Thank you.
It was a pleasure.
Yeah, nice meeting you.
Fantastic meeting you as well.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping the viewers out there would have learned a thing or two
Yes.
from your extensive knowledge and experience.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Oh, it's been a fascinating show today. Having Mrs. Karri on board with us today. I learned a lot, and I'm sure you have as well. If you've got any questions regarding this show or forthcoming guests, you can get in touch with me via email, coley@discoleyobasa.com. I can also be contactable via my Facebook page, Coley Obasa. That's facebook.com/Coley Obasa. I can be reached on Twitter as well. My handle on Twitter is lagbaja77. And for any other means to contact me, you can check the box below the screen.